A1. 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 Yeah. Truly. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Damn. Cooler and I'm flyer too.
Welcome back to the show that's cool and fly too. A1 Forever Sports. While Chris Tip is away, I'm here to play, bringing you more fantasy football prescriptions for your fantasy football lineup. I am Dr. Moore. Welcome back. I hope you listened to some of the advice I gave on the last video, as most of the people that I was talking about pretty much produced. So, not want to waste any time, want to get right into a few sleeper starts that I have for this week, if you just so happen to have these players. My first player is running back Miles Sanders. Sanders had 13 carries for 96 yards against the Lions. The Vikings held Aaron Rodgers in check, but gave up 174 yards rushing to Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. I believe Miles Sanders is a player that you can plug into your lineup this week. Drake London. London had 5 catches for 74 yards in his debut. His route running against the Saints is going unnoticed by some. With all the attention going to Kyle Pitts, or at least most of it, I believe London will be able to find some holes in that Rams secondary and operate for you this week. Jihad Dachshund. Dotson had more catches, targets, and touchdowns than Scary Terry. The Commanders will play the Lions this week, who just gave up 243 yards passing to Jalen Hurts. And with Terry Mack getting extra attention, Dotson is a sneaky sleeper this week for your flex. Now, I would like to get into some stardoms and situms. We're going to begin with the starts. So, this week, I'm going to go with quarterback Derek Carr. Carr had close to 17 points last week despite throwing 3 interceptions, and he's going against the Cardinals this week. Pat Mahomes now, he destroyed the Cardinals with 5 touchdowns and 360 yards. And even though Mahomes and Carr are not on the same level as quarterback, I still believe that Carr has the potential to put up 20-plus points this week for your fantasy lineup. So if you have him, start him. Saquon Barkley. Barkley had himself a day with 194 yards for scrimmage and a touchdown to add. Next for Barkley is the Panthers defense, who gave up 187 yards and a touchdown on the ground to the Browns. Barkley will most likely get most of the snaps this week, of course, so give Saquon a run this week. This third one I was a little bit on the fence about, but I'm going to go ahead and stand on it. The Bengals defense. The Cowboys put up 3 points with Dak Prescott in as quarterback. This week is backup Cooper Rush, who did go 7 for 13 for 64 yards, but I expect the Bengals to make him just a drop back and attack type of a game. Plus, I'm sure that they'll be fired up after that last week's loss, right? So go out here and beat who you're supposed to beat. Backup quarterback, Bengals defense, I'm going to rock with it. Yes, the situms. Now, some of you may be surprised by some of these situms, some of you may not be, but we're going to get right into them. First sit, Derrick Henry. Henry had his 4th game in a row of not breaking over 90 yards. Yeah, 90 yards, never mind 100. This includes 2 games before his injury and also the playoff game from last year. This week, King Henry has Buffalo, who is coming off a game making the Rams running attack almost non-existent with just 52 yards. I think this week you can give Henry a rest, as Buffalo has a tough defense and Henry is on the road. Tom Brady. The Saints defense has played Tom Brady the best consistently since he's joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brady has thrown 6 touchdowns and 8 picks in 4 games against the Saints. And after surviving against the Falcons last week, I can see the Saints ready to get after Brady early and often. Not to mention, Brady's receiving core is a little banged up coming into Sunday. So I would rest Tom Brady as well. The last one I got here, some people actually have him. I know I do in one league as well. So I'm going to talk about him. Elijah Moore. Now, like I said, I drafted Elijah myself in one draft in a deeper league as a sleeper, and I still believe he will be a sleeper as well. It's just, I believe Zach Wilson has to come back in order for him to be that sleeper and fantasy production cow that for you. On the other hand, Moore did have 5 catches for 49 yards, but even though he's technically the number one, he's not receiving enough targets, and he has the Browns this week. And I believe if you have another wide receiver, you can definitely sit Elijah Moore this week. Well, that was a quick fantasy prescription for you guys. I hope you take heed to the things that I'm saying and not take it for a joke. Until next time, peace and blessings to you. Dr. Moore with More in Store Fantasy Prescriptions right here for your fantasy lineups. Till next time, we'll holler.
A1. Yeah, truly. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Jam.